All right, hey guys, hope you guys are doing well today. We will start in a few minutes as more people come on in. We're getting nice and friendly here. It's another minute or two. All right, let's go ahead and start with our updates for the week. First off, Minting with Tia is now live as a selecting denom, so you can now launch your collection and have the primary sale being in Tia. The Geki's DYDX onboarding mint will start later today, and Stargaze active users will be whitelisted in one of the phases. Stargaze is part of an event during NFT NYC where many Stargaze creators will be featured. It's part of a Ultra Shows event. On the governance side of things, there is a request on Commonwealth from Persistence for 74 million stars to use as protocol owned liquidity. There was a space with them last week about it. There is another proposal from Stride posted today on Commonwealth requesting for 85 million stars in protocol owned liquidity. And there's also another Commonwealth post to add Atom, Osmo, USDC, Kuji, and Tia as gas tokens. So you would not need to use stars for that. You could use any of those. There's also on-chain proposals to move the protocol-owned liquidity, the community-owned liquidity in Pool 604. That's a Stars Osmo to a lower fee Astroport pool on Osmosis. That'll lower slippage and be more capital efficient. There's also finally an on-chain proposal to add Atlas DAO to the whitelisted deployment addresses. They did just deploy their loans and raffles contracts. So with that, I'd love to bring up our featured creators for the week. Welcome, guys. Let's go ahead and start with chilled walkers or chilled kids first. Chilled worlds.
Hi
Hey guys.
everyone, this is Kenan. Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you're all good. So thank you so much for this space. So welcome everyone again. So yes, we've been working for a long time for this project, actually for like last 20 days. So we've been working really hard, at least like 17, 18 hours. And I really would like to thank about all our team members. And yes, so tomorrow we will have a launch pad for our chill walkers. So like chill team members like consists like 12 members and working under VN Studio, and Willie is our founder. And so yes, sorry
Yes.
about the connection. Yes,
No,
yeah,
we're good. No, continue.
yeah. So yes, so we also sorry about it. Sorry about it. Yes, we've been like working for a long time, so we're gonna release for tomorrow, and to explain. So we're gonna have.
Chilled walkers. World. Sorry, we cannot hear you.
If I, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
I just want to step in as ambassador for Chilled Worlds and Chilled Kids. I just want to say, like, genuinely, I'm super hyped for this project, this collection, this next one, and this project. But like, I mean, this team is just releasing like. I mean, as an ambassador, I'm not. It's like this isn't me being paid to like show them or anything. This is like genuine. I think like they really outdid themselves on this next collection. They really took their time. They put their heart into it, and they're releasing like what I think is a really quality collection. I hope the community sees it that way too. And it's not just an ordinary like NFT collection. Like if you guys don't know, you should be staking your chilled kids and soon your chilled walkers and earn stars. They're releasing the meta worlds, which we plan to have it accessible before the launch of chilled walkers, but the team wants a super smooth experience, so uh, we need to iron out a few more glitches before we can get that ready to go. But we can't wait to show that the chilled world to you guys too. We hope you
Yeah, could you
enjoy
guys
it as
maybe
much as we do.
give a little overview on, I guess, the chilled worlds and
Yeah,
what you guys have been working on basically for like the last year for people who may be unfamiliar or who
okay.
may be listening to this for the very first time?
Yeah, so sorry again, sorry for the connection. So yes, we also like chilled kids like last year, and so this year we are releasing chilled walkers. So we also, created metaverse. So it's called Chilled Worlds, as you know. So there will be 9 different worlds in Chilled Worlds. So the main world will connect to other 8 worlds actually. So the people like can, create, they can feel, and they can build up like everything from here. So it's gonna be a really, really nice, project actually. So the people can use like stars and they can buy, they can sell everything. And also thank you so much for nice words, Bernie. So yes,
Yeah, so this is like a metaverse project, right? That you guys have been building, starting with the chill kids and now moving into the chilled walkers.
yes, exactly. So it's gonna be metaverse. So we're gonna have like 4,444 NFT collections, and these collections will be used in our metaverse. So it's gonna be used like everywhere. And this thing is going to be on the web browser actually. So we are working on, so this metaverse will be used on web browser, and you can also like integrate your wallets, and we are also on working on it. So yes.
And I know you guys have some kind of a staking program as well. Is that also related to chilled walkers?
Yes, exactly. We are also working on like the staking project. So I mean,
Could you elaborate how that works and kind of, what the history of that project's been so far?
actually we've been working on this project since 1 year, and
In terms of the staking, how does that work? I know some people have had questions about that.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know like too much like technique info. So if someone has like any like questions, they can write to our like Twitter account so we can reply. So I don't want to give any like wrong info from here.
Okay, sounds good. Maybe one of the ambassadors may know a little bit more, but I think you stake it in a DAO, right? On DAO, and then
No,
you
no,
may.
no. It's not Dow Dow. They have their own. You go on the Chill Kids dot zone on their website. Go on their Twitter. Make sure you get the official link. Make sure you don't get scammed by some other link. And it's a soft staking platform. If you have your Chill Kids listed, they will not be earning any yield, and it automatically updates itself. So if you acquire more Chill Kids, if you sell some, if you have some listed, then you delist them, like it'll automatically update it. And if you have no chill kids listed or chilled walker, you earn a percentage of the pool, which is right now 300. They started off. So initially, we started off where I think it was 15 or 20% of the royalties earned would feed into the pool, but after the initial hype of Chill Kids, volume admittedly died down a little bit, and there wasn't a lot to add to the pool. So the team just added like they were like, all right, whatever, we'll 300. We'll put 300. I think it was 300,000 stars or thereabouts, and that was for a 12. That's for a 12-month period, which is now I think 11 or 10 months. And once Chilled Walkers launch, we're going to add another 111,000 stars to the pool, and they're going to earn. They can stake, they can soft stake and earn stars that way as well.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. So the chilled walkers and chill kids will be avatars in your metaverse, right?
Yes, exactly.
And can other projects be involved in the metaverse? It's like, for example, I see a bunch of other PFPs here. Can they also be avatars, or how do other projects get involved with the chilled world?
Yes, so I mean, so we are still working on it. So we gonna like improve this one. This is just starting actually. So these 9 are integrated with like different. Also, the chilled kits will have like chilled walkers. Yeah, we are really working hard on it. So we're gonna improve it.
Okay, great. And can you tell us a little bit about the art on this project? Is it the same artist as before, and what's the theme behind it?
Actually, we just had
Oh, hey, sorry, you broke
Is
up
he?
there. I
Is
wasn't
he?
able to hear you.
He's breaking up for me too. It is the same artist as Chilled Kid. It's just yeah. This has been a long time in the making. I think now is the right time to launch them. If you guys haven't seen the artwork, just my profile picture, I have a pin tweet, and there's a bunch of alpha in there. I also, if you're technically savvy, constellations, like you could sneak peek through the collection that way too. And yeah.
All right, very cool. Let's go ahead and hear from Drew about their new project. Welcome.
Hey there, thanks for having me. I assume volume and everything like that is okay on my mic, but if it sounds terrible, just let me know and I can kind of like reconfigure things a little bit. But yeah, no, this is super exciting for me. This is like my first like solo release on Stargaze. For those of you who are not familiar with me, which I assume is most of you, my past projects have been with Signal. I'm kind of the art lead on that project, like a primary collaborator. So if you're familiar with Signal, which is kind of a narrative alternate reality game, we've released a few collections on Stargaze, a few different styles of collections and so on. But this is my what I'm putting out tomorrow is going to be my first solo piece, which is like completely unrelated to that. Basically, just kind of related to my own like interests and artistic pursuits and so on and so forth. And yeah, it kind of just very excited to kind of like see how it goes, because I think you know, it being my first solo piece, it's something that's I think maybe like a little bit novel in the space. And the artistic style or the art style is yeah, like maybe it's its own kind of look, and it's like a little bit unique in the context of Stargaze. So yeah, really excited to kind of like see how it's received. It's a maximalist like digital collage made up of like basically hundreds of little pieces that I've kind of collected. And I'm just basically trying to build out, you could think of it like a digital triptych. So this piece that I've produced is going to be the first in a series of 3 open editions that are going to be released, you know, sometime over the next couple like weeks and months. There will be like kind of like a visual through line that will connect them all. Each piece will have its own kind of like distinct visual look. This one is like very, you know, focused on like chaos and transformation. Those are the words I'm kind of using to describe it. If you take a look at my profile, you'll see a pinned tweet of the full composition. It's like a 5400 by 5400, 150 DPI. It's basically like a very large canvas collage. Like I said, made up of a lot of different kinds of pieces and stuff like that. And yeah, I put a post out yesterday as well, kind of describing my process for putting it together. So I would invite anybody who's like interested in, you know, learning a little bit more about process to check that post out. But yeah, that's kind of like the long and short of what this project is. Again, I'm just trying to, you know, test the waters with my own personal art stuff on Stargaze, and I'm super excited to have it released tomorrow.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I think like I love the look of this piece. There's a lot going on here. I'm definitely gonna to look at that post you put up there. We just put here. We just pinned it here. But yeah, it's I'd love if you could go over maybe a brief overview of the process that you had in there. Like when did you when did you start it? Like how did you decide what to include? There's classic pieces, there's digital pieces, there's glitch pieces. It's very much a piece for like the 21st century.
Yeah, thank you. It's the process, I guess, like, well, I guess first and foremost, like a little bit of background on myself is that I am a graphic designer. So I've been doing design as my day job for like almost 15 years now. And in that time, you know, while my day job is very like corporate, you know, building websites, investor relations websites, and things like that for an agency. My own artistic pursuits are usually like I've come to realize are like a complete rejection of that. So I've experimented a lot with like, you know, maximalist art making like this. And it's the process is just something I've kind of ironed out over years. For this particular piece, I started with a very basic like line drawing that kind of outlined the general structure. If you look at the piece, you'll notice there's like kind of like some primary like flowing pieces that stretch from end to end of the canvas. So it all kind of started with like, yeah, just like a very basic line drawing, and from there, collecting a number of how should I put this? Kind of like digital, like what's the how am I trying to put this? It's like the digital version of going through a magazine and collecting out, cutting out pieces, collecting random shapes and things like that I think are interesting. And my technique for that is to kind of find usable images. For the primary like flowy piece, it was to collect images like bags, hair, drapery, things of this nature, because they kind of have like an inherent like flowiness to them already. So kind of like finding a bunch of images that I could work with, and then just cutting them all out individually in Photoshop. I think for that primary piece, I collected about 30 cutouts or something like that. And from there, once that stuff was all collected, just kind of like piecing it together on the canvas, trying a bunch of different like arrangements, and just like a lot of like trial and error to try and like find the best look, for lack of a better term, I guess. I liken it in the post to like putting a jigsaw puzzle together, and like you kind of just know when you've got it. So yeah, like once that was kind of constructed, it was more a matter of just like going into the small pockets of darkness and stuff like that were left on the canvas, and filling them in with like interesting moments. I call them moments, in the post, just because I find those are like the primary focal points of the piece. It being such a large canvas, I wanted to like build in a bunch of these in different corners and different pockets and stuff like that. Just to create visual interest, create focal points. And yeah, that was more or less the process. Like lots of different kinds of images I collected for this. Like you said, it's like, how should I put this? Like a 21st century art piece, I guess, where you have contrasting elements of like classic looking like pieces, classic looking paintings or whatever, with like glitched out graphics and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff was, built from the ground up. A lot of it was like collected from, Creative Commons libraries. A lot of it came from, AI generative tools and stuff like that. But all of it ended up in Photoshop and kind of got its own like treatment applied to it. I find that using some of the like crude like selection tools in Photoshop yield like interesting results when you use them in like the wrong way. You know what I mean? And so try to do that a lot in building like interesting crops and like I said, like interesting moments, piecing them together to make something that felt compelling. I felt like it was very long and ranty, but again, I would invite you to look at the post if you want a more like sequential, organized way of looking at this piece.
Yeah, when I first saw the piece, like it's very busy, right? There's a lot going on. It's like it's overwhelming your senses, and then when you like look deeply, you can really see all the layers that you worked on, even different like segments of it. Like you can really feel the flow. It's almost like it's like a curve, basically.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think like overwhelming is like definitely a term that I wanted you to. I wanted the user, the that's my day job sticking its head out, but the viewer to feel very overwhelmed when they look at that, when they looked at this collage. I've been like super interested in like the whole concept of like maximalism lately, just in like music and film, and it's something that's like always influenced like my own like personal art pursuits and stuff like that. So when I was kind of
Can you tell us a little bit about maximalism and maybe explain a little bit about the differences? I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but maybe people may not know.
No, for sure. It's a great question, and like I guess when you think of it as like a general term, like a very simple example is if you like Google like Jackson Pollock or Takashi Murakami. Pollock is a 20th century painter. He's like the splatter painter guy that I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. Takashi Murakami is like, he's an artist, obviously like very different, more contemporary style. You see a lot of his artwork featured in like music and pop culture and things like this. Those are two kind of guys to look at because, while they are very like contrasting styles, both of them kind of embody this concept of maximalism, which is very concerned with like overwhelming the viewer. But of course, you see it in a lot of different art forms. Like in creating this piece, I listened to a lot of Garden of Delete, which is an album by One Otrix Point Never. I'll maybe like post a link to it or something like that. But like if you want like a music example of overwhelming maximalism, like that's a very like good contemporary example,
And is maximalism something that kind of existed in the past, kind of as an art style, and is now coming back as like a reaction to minimalism?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like movements are always like ebbing and flowing, and it's always like you said, like a rejection of something. Like minimalism was a rejection to maximalism, and now maximalism in its current incarnation is like a rejection of that. Like to give you kind of an idea of what I'm talking about, I'm very influenced by like the acid graphic design movement. If you Google that, you'll kind of get a sense of like the visual direction of all that stuff. Acid graphic design as a movement is like a complete rejection of like corporate design that you see a lot in like if you think of like Apple design, like the iPod, which is like the ultimate minimalist like product. Acid graphic design, which is like a maximalist movement, is like a complete rejection of that kind of, it's influenced by, like 60s psychedelic art. Google that. That was a rejection of like the 1950s, 1960s. Again, corporate culture, like mid-century modern design, stuff that's very concerned with minimalism. I'm speaking like very generally about all this stuff, but like if you go back even further than that, it's like 60s psychedelia is influenced by the Art Nouveau movement. Google Art Nouveau. Art Nouveau is a rejection of like the Industrial Revolution, very rigid design that came out of that era and that kind of thing. So like I said, all of this stuff is like very cyclical, and I'm speaking conceptually about a lot of this stuff, but that's just kind of like the idea. I could probably keep going on, but I feel like I've ranted enough about that subject.
Yeah, no, it's great. So, you're saying that this is going to be one of a three-part series, right? Can you talk about the concept behind this three-part series?
Yeah, 3 just felt right for this project. It allowed me to kind of like explore enough with this kind of like whole visual direction without making it too big that I never finish it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was looking at or thinking about the idea of like the triptych, which is like a 3-panel painting series. You see it a lot in like art history and that kind of thing. It just felt like the right format to kind of like play with this direction, and it would give me enough flexibility to create 3 distinct pieces that are related to one another, but will be able to stand on their own as well. So this is the first of the 3. I'm currently working on the second piece, which is going to be very different. It's going to feel like a little bit more sublime, for lack of a better term. It's going to be a lot lighter. It's going to be very different. So that's kind of the direction I'm taking things in. Not sure what the third one is going to look like just yet. But I'm excited to kind of like keep playing around with it.
And is this your first digital collage or your first like digital maximalist collage?
I did do actually. It's being featured. Not this piece, but a collaboration that I did with Cosmograph is being featured at NYC or NFT NYC in a couple days, which I'm super hyped for. And that series, which is a 10-part series, kind of similar to this, sort of similar direction. again, I should find a way to to post this in the chat or whatever. But
if there's a tweet that's over there and you click the share button, you're able to share in the space.
yes, I will do that. I've got one. 1 second here. Share the space. Yeah. So whenever that shows up, that's an example of one of the 10 pieces that Cosmograph and I worked on together. And that was last year, and again, yeah, that was released on Stargaze, and yeah, it was fun. It was like the first time I had the opportunity to collaborate with another artist on Stargaze, and it went really well.
Okay, great. Another often question we get about process is there's 150 layers, right? Like, when did you start this, and roughly like how long did it take you to do?
Yeah, if I look at the creation date of the first file on this, I'll actually be able to like tell you that I started. Basically, it was like a couple months ago, and while I didn't necessarily work on it continuously that entire time, this piece basically went through like a few different incarnations, and a couple of which, they just didn't feel right for whatever reason. So, I kind of shelved it for a couple of weeks or months, and revisited it every once in a while. If I had to put like an exact hour estimate on it, like that's honestly kind of difficult, but it would be over 20 and under 50 sort of a thing. But anywhere in there was basically the amount of man hours that I put into actually like working on this. But like I said, it was like a long drawn out process where I would revisit it once every couple of weeks.
Okay. Have you printed this yet, or is it possible to print it?
It is possible to print it. I plan on printing it. And while I am not sure exactly how I'm going to do it yet, I would love to make it available to people who are like, so I guess kind of stay tuned for that. But it's definitely in the works.
Yeah, I know Sebi, who's also another Stargaze artist, has done some large format prints off his NFTs. Definitely a different style, and he's also located in Austria, but he might be one to chat with them. And also Spotty, I believe, has done some printing work too. So yeah, it's going to be very cool. Looking forward to seeing the physical incarnation of it.
That's a great recommendation. I'll definitely reach out to Sebi. He's like super friendly to me. So I'll definitely reach out and pick his brain a little bit if he's willing to hear my questions.
Do you think? How important do you think it is to take a break from working on a project like this and revisiting it after a period of time, like to see it with fresh eyes?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think for me, it's super important. A lot of the time it's easy to fall in and out of grooves when you're working on something. And I'm sure a lot of people listening can probably relate to that idea because it applies to not just art making, but like any kind of work in general. So it's something that, isn't always practical in like, your day job, for example. Like deadlines are a thing and you got to get things done. And that's just the reality of life, right? But, when it comes to something like this, which was always just meant to be like personal exploration for me, it was super beneficial to be able to like take a step away from it and then revisit it when it felt right. So yeah, super important.
Awesome. Right now, let's go ahead and take any questions or comments from the community for our featured projects. Please request to speak and we'll get you guys answered. Also, feel free to leave a comment in the thread on the chat here, and we will also get you answered. Drew, what was the most challenging thing about this project, getting like actually complete this?
I think kind of just like deciding on a direction, and by that I mean like this piece had a lot of incarnations, some of which were like a lot busier than others. I should post some outtakes at some point when I get a chance to like dig in those pieces up. They're all buried in like 7 different Photoshop files and stuff like that. So yeah, like with a piece like this, the challenge is always like, when do you stop? Like when do you stop adding? And it's a real balance because the whole point of the piece, again, was to be like maximalist, like overwhelm the viewer. But there gets to be a point where it 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 is too much and it lacks focus. So I think, yeah, like again, the challenge was just kind of like finding that balance between like building out interesting focal points and not making it too busy to look at. And yeah, just balance in general.
Yeah, and I see in your process post here, you had a little GIF about how you started putting stuff together in the flow line. Do you also do motion graphics? Would love to see the entire process play out as well.
Yeah, I do. Some of the stuff we've done with Signal, like the video pieces we've done, are kind of like, I would refer you to those. Yeah, with Signal, I've had a lot of opportunity to play with like different motion graphics tools, specifically like After Effects over the past few years. So yeah, I'm just looking for a post that I can share. 1 second here. All right,
Well,
it's shared.
I could even see this as like another motion graphics type image, kind of like I forget what the word is now. They have these like a cinemagraph almost.
Okay, yeah. I like with this piece in particular, there was a point where I did think about making it like a motion thing, but honestly,
There's a lot of moving
yeah,
parts in this one.
the idea just seemed too overwhelming for now. So maybe in the
That's a true
future.
maximalist.
Yeah, yeah.
Chill Kids, a question for you guys. What can we expect from the metaverse platform in the next 3 to 6 months?
All right. So yeah, I'm sorry again about the technical problem. So actually, I can just briefly explain what's going to happen on Chilled Worlds. So we will also, release our token, which is called Worlds. So in this, Chilled Worlds, users can create experience and monetize content, events, games, and more. And it's going to be like permanently owned by the people who buy the pieces, giving them like full control over their creations. And also, users can claim ownership on a blockchain based contract. And the content will range from static to 3D to skins for interactive steps such as games. And all the pieces will be stored in a smart contracts and will be immutable, transferable, and it's going to be limited in number. Also, the copyright ownership will be established and guaranteed using NFTs. And for the benefits, it's going to be like true digital ownership, and the trading, swapping will be available, secure and immutable, and yeah.
Okay, very cool, and that's being developed on right now. And when can we expect to see it around when?
Actually, we are working on it. So in 2 weeks, we are planning to, release the alpha version. So really, it's going to take a little bit time, but in 2 weeks, so we're going to have alpha version and the people can go and check what's going to happen inside.
Excellent. One thing we didn't really cover here with Chilled Worlds is about the team. Can you tell us a little bit more about the team, like who's involved and their background?
All right. So, I mean, we are like 12 people actually. So, Willie is the founder, and he is also my friend for a long time. So, we used to work together, and then he involved with this, business for a long time ago in 2015. He's also architect like me. So, we have like three architects and two graphic designers, and also Tank. He is our new ambassador. So, I really thank for him and Medcat also under SEO. And yeah, I mean, these are the team members. So we work really, really hard.
Yeah, you guys are making moves. What was the most challenging thing about this project?
Actually, the most challenging one, the creating this like metaverse. So actually, it's not easy. So to integrating and other things, we are still working on integrating the wallet and other things. So it's gonna be like unique. So we've been working on it. So yeah.
Great. All right, guys. Do we have any questions or comments from any of the community for Chilled Worlds or Drew with his maximalist NFT here? Drew, do you have a timeline on when you want to release these other pieces?
A rough timeline. Like, I would like to get the next one out within like 4 weeks. Like, doing one a month is like probably pretty feasible for me. I have a 4 month-year-old boy, so that kind of like just occupies my whole life right now. So, without being too ambitious and without giving like too specific of a release date, one a month sounds pretty good for right now.
Okay, great. Looks like we have Holly Folly here. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. I've been looking at the IBC gang and Crypto Tank, and I saw he's been kind of speaking up for you guys and saying what you're doing and kind of promoting it. So I didn't know if you had any words on your connection there with Crypto Tank, or I've been seeing your name all over the place. So what kind of promo have you been doing?
I believe this is a question for Chilled Worlds.
Yeah, I was thinking the Chilled Kids. I've just been seeing Tank talking about it a lot. So I was thinking for Chilled Worlds, yes.
Sorry, I had a problem. Can you please repeat again, Holy Poly? I'm really sorry.
Oh, no problem. I was just saying, Crypto Tank. He's on Juno Council, and he's been talking about your Chilled Kids a lot. So I didn't know, he's been promoting it. He's talking about working with you guys, and I didn't know if you had anything to talk about that, or just in general, like how you've been promoting it, because I have been seeing it all over the place. What's been your kind of tact on promotion?
Okay, so I mean, Tank will be in our team, so we will work together. So we are really happy that to have him. Actually, his knowledge is gonna help us too much. So that's why we just want him in our team. So I'm just looking if he's here. Let's see. Yes, so we are really happy to have him in our team.
I think we have Mad Cat here who may be able to talk a little bit about the promotion too.
Of Crypto Tank?
Oh, just promoting the project. Like how you guys been like marketing or like community engaging?
All the community engagement, just all organic, all natural. Like promoting. I mean, I don't have a strategy. I just like the project is coming. We know it's coming, and it's just I'm just trying to share my enthusiasm with everyone, all my followers. So it's spreading my enthusiasm out there, and hopefully everyone else can share in on that. But
I think I think a lot of the promotion is also just delivering on like what you guys have said you're gonna do, right? You've been around now for probably the better part of a year.
October 20th, they launched Chilled Kids. It was damn near the bottom of stars, and yeah, I've been a supporter since day one. I just really like I'm standing behind the vision of like building this world for this 3D interactive world for us to use. I think it's a really cool idea. I mean, things get stale if you only have like one platform or two platforms to use. So it's nice to expand that possibility out. And yeah, the team's delivered on everything they've set out to do, and then some. And they listen to the community too. They want to make sure the community is happy, and they've always been very forthright with that as well.
Now, I've got a question for you guys. Do you guys have your like meetings in the metaverse in the chilled world, like when you guys hang out?
No, no, not yet. We should though. We should. They're still working on V2 though, so we have to get that up and running, and then I'm sure we'll be spending plenty of time in there.
And maybe we could do one of these spaces in there, huh?
I would look forward to it. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Nucleus, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me up. So I had a question for Drew. I really liked the explanation of maximalism and minimalism over the past century. I've never seen a piece like this before, so I was having fun zooming in on it. And I'm sorry I got here late, so I apologize if you already talked about this, Drew, but this is your style of art, but does it also come out in just who you are as a person? Like, are you walking down the street saying like, oh, I hate Apple and everything about it because of the design that they have?
I would say no. I think in putting this piece together, I kind of touched earlier on like my day job as a graphic designer, where I build like corporate websites all day, and like brand designs and stuff like that. Stuff that is like traditionally in the design sense, like very clean and very like, it's a lot of 90-degree angles and stuff like that, right? So this whole exploration is basically just the total antithesis of that. So that's kind of, where it comes from, I guess. this kind of like style of art making and stuff like that, image making or whatever. I always kind of like dabbled in it a little bit, but this is definitely the furthest I've ever been able to like take it before. So yeah.
So this is like your revolt from your day job that you have to grind at, and then you're like, I need to express myself in something else. Boom, you create these pieces. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like, when I was 15 years old, I listened to Nine Inch Nails, and now this is whatever else. I still listen to Nine Inch Nails, but that's beside the point. Yeah, always have a little bit of like angst, I guess.
Mad Cat.
I just wanted to say now that I have a platform to speak on, Drew, that it's the first time I laid eyes on that piece. Absolutely gorgeous, in my opinion. I told myself I was kind of done with open editions. I prefer, I guess, as like a rarity sort of person, like a one of one, but I'm gonna probably have to go back on my word on that. And this one, it's just the opportunity to own this. It's a very, 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 very amazing piece. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would definitely encourage you to like check it out at its full size. If you want to like dig into all the little corners of it and stuff like that.
I had one question. Do you know how many pixels it is?
It's 5400 by 5400 at 150 DPI. So that's like, if at 72 by 72, that's over 10,000. So
it's appropriate for wallpaper usage, phone and desktop too.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I should release like some like crop versions of it for phone or whatever. Like honestly, like I think just because of the nature of the piece, I think it would be really cool to see people just like crop it themselves and use it for like whatever, whether it's like Twitter banner, phone background, like anything. I think that'd be cool. So
I will say that's one gripe I've had with a lot of art pieces. Some of them aren't optimized for like wallpaper, especially PFPs, which is understandable. But for like wallpaper backgrounds and that, PFPs aren't really the right ratio, or they're not like large in general. So it's awesome. It's awesome to see that, especially as a fine art piece too.
Make it big enough, and you can use it for anything.
Drew, I have a question as well. Do you show this work to your other, like, let's say, coworkers who are, I guess, you work with as on a minimalistic projects?
I post some stuff to my personal Instagram. I haven't honestly shared this piece yet. So it's literally just like in this context that it exists right now. Like my close friends and like my partner have seen it. But yeah, for whatever reason, I haven't shared it with like colleagues.
The wider community, yeah.
The wider community, yeah. I will. But it being like the first time I'm kind of releasing something solo, that a part of me still feels like I want to keep it separate from my personal. I don't know what I'm doing, but it'll all come out in time.
No, I got it. I understand. Could we get a couple of details from you guys? How much is the mint going for? How long will the open edition be? Same thing from chilled walkers too.
Yeah, so it'll be 150 stars up tomorrow at 7 p.m. UST. So basically this time, and it'll run for 2 weeks.
And chilled walkers, I'm looking the information up right now. It's 777 stars for whitelist, 888 stars for public. There's white people that are whitelisted are people that hold one chilled kid. There's the sneaky community has been whitelisted, so holders of sneaky animals. Pixel Wizards and the top 100 Wrecking community members have been whitelisted as well. The whitelist period is only 2 hours long. And for every 20 chill kids you own, you get one walker airdropped. That's everything except for the starting time, which I don't have in front of me.
The minting time should be 7 p.m. UTC tomorrow. But we do have Cosmos Kiwi up here. Welcome.
Hi guys, how you doing? Just a question for Chilled Worlds. I mean, the scale of what you're doing is really, really impressive. I think you said you got 11 people on the team. Are they full time, or is this something that you're doing as a side project from another business?
Right, actually, we are 12. And thanks so much for your nice words. And one of them is like our cat actually. So we are just 11. So yes, I mean we most like full time, and so we have like three, architects, two graphic designers, and two developers and ambassadors, and me.
So this is like a proper business that you're trying to develop.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And the mint, the walkers look really cool. If you mint out, how much runway does that give you to develop what you're trying to develop, and what's your overall vision for the project and making the business sustainable?
So so we are still working on it. So so day by day, the after reviews. So we're gonna grow up, and yeah.
But for example, this is obviously going to fund your development, and you're an alpha, so you'll probably take some time to get to the full product. When you are launched, will you have items that you spend small amount of stars on in the world, or will it be sort of focused on the world token where you have an allocation for the team and that you'll drive value back to the world token, and you'll eventually sell some of that token in the future? I mean, what's your sort of vision for the project?
Actually, after we release our verse token, so everyone will use the token in the metaverse in 9 words. So
Yeah, but what I'm asking is the you got a really large team to try and sustain for years going forward. So what will the world look like? What will you be able to buy in the world? What will you be able to do? How will it raise revenue to make it sort of sustainable for years to come?
all right. So you can buy like houses. You can just field. So you can just sell them. So so this is just the starting actually alpha version. So we are gonna improve it like day by day. So it's gonna be like kind of like endless world.
Okay. What's going to attract people to go into the world? Sort of what kind of activities will there be?
So it's gonna be like kind of game. So you can just sell, you can swap, you can buy anything. So you can just grow fields and like too many things. So yeah, and all the meetings will be in the first floor. So on World of Stargazers, there will like connection point. So from this connection point, the people can connect to the other 8 worlds. So we are still working on it. So it's gonna be really nice in the future.
Yeah, it sounds really ambitious. It'd be cool to know if you can, for example, one world you can go and play like a game that's like Fortnite, PvP, or another world you can build your house and you can craft items, these kind of things. Be cool to know like what it eventually will look like. But yeah, good luck with your project.
All right. Thanks so much, Cosmos. Thanks so much.
Yeah, great questions. From what I can understood, maybe a little earlier, it was going to be a little like Decentraland, right? A metaverse where you have a token to interact in that world, and you could possibly buy parcels of the world. But yeah, excited to see what you guys developed the project into. And I see someone has requested to speak, but I don't know. Bernie, should we trust this person?
Death Star. It looks like a Death Star, this cosmograph art. Cool.
Okay. Hey, welcome. Hello, with Pat.
Yeah, cat with Pat. With Pat. I bought a domain today called with.directory, and I was about to purchase with.cloud for €2.76, but Namecheap stole my domain and now charging 3,000 for it.
All right. Well, guys, we're running up on our hour here. Do we have any final questions from the community for our projects launching? Any? Go ahead, Holly Folly.
Yeah, can I just give a real quick shout? I'm launching a Wawa Ashdow collab tomorrow. It's basically called Dead Dogs. It's Chihuahuas in heaven. So it has angels and the like halos and stuff. It's basically for Easter, right? And then we're gonna do purgatory ones, and then we're gonna do hell ones eventually too. So it's on Stargaze, coming out tomorrow. It's kind of a fun little Easter thing, and it's to commemorate basically Ashdow. I'm part of Ashdow. We're going to do a Guppy Yuppies on Stargaze as well. But this is like a little commemoration. We're going to be doing a furnace with them and burning some Wawa. So we thought we'd drop this real quick on the community. So take an eye, see if you like them. They'll be minting tomorrow. So thanks for the chance to give a little shout for them.
Thanks. Yeah, best of luck on the mint as well. Chilled Worlds and Drew. Any last things? you want to mention? Anything we forgot to chat about?
Nope, just get your stars ready. Don't be late.
Yeah, not on my end. Just want to say thanks for having me up, and yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah,
Looking
yeah,
forward to the mint. So go ahead.
yeah. Thanks for having us and listening and joining. I really appreciate. So thank you so much.
Could I ask one real quick question of Drew?
Sure.
Drew, I heard that you're also the artist for Nashville NFT. So that's amazing, man. Like, do you have any alpha for us for the next one coming up?
Sorry, Spaces is now. First off, can you hear me right now? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Spaces is like kind of glitching out on me, and it says I'm not speaking, but I guess I am. So, unfortunately, not anything to show presently. I honestly think that it's going to be a lot of stuff we're going to be retooling from last year. Definitely going to be some new stuff, but efficiency is going to be name of the game. But I don't want to say too much about that because I'm only like helping with that stuff. So a lot of it is like still like TBD, I think. So yeah, I guess kind of just keep your eyes on all of the NFT Nashville channels and everything like that. Stay tuned.
Thanks, bro.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for attending, everyone, and have a great Freshman Friday. We will see you next week. Bye.